Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation2. Alright, we get third again in the second competition. Not easy. One of the hardest events that we have played so far. I think generally, as we process the requirements, I think Pixel is just making life difficult for everybody as usual. It is very unlike the usual events whereby you basically click replace. When you do that, you get a new job. They ask for a different item, but in this case, even you click replace, you just get back the same item, and that's the tough one because it's all asking on the event factory materials. So Pixel is just making life really tough. Like I said, moving forward, I guess that would be a way to go. This event, we can see there's reductions in the number of competitions. So that just means that makes life really tough in getting the legendary train. So what I'm doing right now is to fulfill the electric fleet upgrade. Even despite doing this, we still only get third. So just imagine if you don't do this, you will not be able to get your desired amount of event coin. Now I'm still doubting whether we will have sufficient event coin at the end of the day. Hopefully we do, because always what I'm eyeing for would be the legendary train of every single event. Now something different, dilemma and whether should be spending the event key in terms of exchanging the legendary train or the epic train, because the first time I'm seeing the special job they're demanding for an epic train. The fact that we have saved sufficiently for an epic train, I may just go ahead with that epic train eventually, so that I can unlock that special job that gave us a head start in terms of that special, probably 70 EP extra every time we complete that job. But you know what, because unlikely we were able to generate a legendary train until probably, I guess, even fourth or fifth competition, because looking at how tough things are, it just seems like there'll be the chance, a very slim chance of getting the legendary train. If you do spend the event keys, then saving up another 3,000 event keys probably would last all the way to the last competition as well. So that's my worry and a dilemma, because if I go ahead and spend that 2,000 event keys for the epic train, I may lose both legendary train. But I don't know, but this is so tough. Maybe just give a gamble, because this is the first time such major change in terms of the tough competition that we are facing. Most of the time in the competitions that we play in long events, I'll get first or second, but this is the first time I'm getting third 2 times in a row, despite putting all my precious resource, which is the gems and union dollars and whatnot. So even I spent some extra items that is for this event that we increase the capacity, and of course increasing the factory material production as well. I'm still getting the desired first position. So all this really things really I think the end of the day is to try to finish every single improved job. So now you can see I have an improved tractor at this juncture, but gradually you complete that and you will need to have the improved combine. That is the other train. So or actually the other finished factory product. So with that, then you have an additional production from the factory. So this special job of that, what they call it, the improved job, is basically allows you to create more of the finished product with the same amount of raw materials. So it's relatively important that you should strive to do the improved job. So the improved tractor right now 1/1. Once that's completed, there'll be the next vehicle or the factory items that will be improved. So that is the reward is 11 days of, which is the end of the whole event, that you have additional production items of event factory material. So relatively, I said, important compared to every single thing else. So that's my focus. And that I realize in this event, the EP produced from some jobs are humongous, like 120 EP and whatnot. So probably that's also the reason why for players that have really at a very forefront, they're able to generate a huge EP gap between myself and the first and second position, because probably they're at the forefront, I think, of this whole event. But that being said, I may have the advantage of getting that high amount of EP because I've not fully complete 100%, whereas those that complete 100%, they may be stuck with lower EP gradually. So I'm hoping I'll do better in the third competition and fourth and fifth. So hopefully with that we generate legendary train, and of course probably I'll go for the epic train right now. Then we have the best of both worlds. Whenever there's a special job being asked upon, we will have that either the epic train or the legendary train doing that special job. So I guess I'm doing that. Then of course, the purpose of doing that is when I spend that 2,000 event keys, in the upcoming challenge, I will generate extra bonus EPs, and I think I will get an extra 1 day of that dispatcher as well. So all this I'll leave it until the start of the next competition before I activate all this, because no point activating right now, because this is the end of the second competition and we're going for a 1 day break. So and then 1 day break is basically preparation day. We're going to prepare all the events, factory materials, raw materials and whatnot. So again, a lot of preparation work needed to be done, and with that we'll need to really work really hard, because there's so many things to be done. The improved tractor job, and then to water tower, and tons of job to be done. So we really got to complete all this before the start of the third competitions, and definitely end of the day, when we are at a better head start in the third competition with tons of completed factory materials, good number of EP bonuses on hand, and extra dispatches, I think third competition will be exciting. So generally right now, the progress chart you can see after the improved tractor is improved seeder. That's the one I'm talking about with the combine. So with that being completed, eventually we will move forward with great number of production items, and whenever we do the same amount of raw materials being input, we have a huge larger amount of that produce of the factory event finished product. So that being said, at this juncture we are still producing as per normal. Really have to accumulate all the raw materials, sending out my batch trains that I have fully upgraded all the common batch trains, and the rare trains we are almost done. So with all this, I think generally the great amount of raw materials being put in, we will be able to have a huge amount of event finished products that's being produced. And all this is talking about warehouse management. So warehouse management is another thing we're going to watch out for. So with the union play right now, it's not being activated yet. There isn't any exchange that we can use. So it just means that last resort, we're going to dump away produce items or factory items, so as to make space for the event finished products. So all this comes into play. So you can see the huge amount of the demands. It just shows how difficult things will be. So like I said, the improved combine is the next one I'm working out, and with that we should be able to produce more of that combine once we are done with that improved combine job. So for now, claiming the last reward from a reward path, which is the epic train. I already finished the collections in the current region, so it'll always be a duplicate. So that being said, I've saved enough for the epic train, which we're going to spend it later on. 9 more days to the end of this event, which basically states that we have 3 more competitions to go. At this juncture, we are only 30 minutes before the end of the second competition, and there's a good chance we get first in the event keys hoarder challenge, and we'll get 50 event keys, actually event coins, and then with that we'll get like 175 of that event coin from the third position. So in total, we will have 175 times 2 plus 50. So that gave us a bit of head start. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe. Bye.